Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is M.Dhia from class X-4 SMA N3 Tasikmalaya. Today, as part of my English homework, I will tell you the story of King Minos and the labyrynth of Minotaur. One day, King Minos, who was the king of the kingdom of Crete, was known by his people as a just and rightful ruler. One day, as he was walking down the hallway of his castle, he found a door that he has never seen before. When he goes to open the door, he was greeted by a hallways stretching so far that he can't even see the end of it. The hallway was completely dark with a featureless wall. Seeing this weird hallway suddenly appearing in the middle of his castle, he sent one of his guards to investigate deeper. Not long after, the guards come back screaming. The guards talk about hearing strange sounds from within the labyrinth and seeing a large hulking figure with the head of a goat. The king decided to call this figure the Minotaur. Knowing that this monster exists within his castle, he then continues to call every single one of his most strongest soldier and mercenaries that he can find to launch an expedition inside the labyrinth. When the days come, Minos and his soldiers began to march into the labyrinth, bringing as many supplies of food, water, and light source that they can find and bring. But even after all this preparation, they were not able to find the Minotaur. Eventually, after a few days, they found themselves in the middle of a large room. The room was completely dark, with darkness covering them from all sides. In the middle of the room is a spiral staircase leading down. The spiral staircase didn't go too long, only about 30 or 40 meters down. Minos and his soldier then proceeds to descend the staircase and continue searching under. But even after that, they were not able to find the Minotaur anywhere. Eventually, the soldiers and Minos began to run out of supplies and they decided to leave the labyrinth for now. As they were walking back and up the labyrinth, Minos was the only one left under the staircase. His other soldiers has already ascended the staircase and is preparing to leave. Minos was illuminated by one of the torchlight that his soldiers above carries. Not long after, Minos suddenly started to notice that the torchlight starting to grow dimmer and dimmer. He screams for the soldier to come closer to the edge so that he can see what he was doing. But instead of growing brighter, the torchlight began to grow even dimmer and faster. And that's when Minos suddenly realized that it's not the torchlight that is becoming dimmer, but rather that the torchlight are getting farther. The staircase that is used to be 30 to 40 meters long are expanding and stretching upwards. Eventually, the staircase has stretched so far away that Minos cannot no longer see the top of the staircase. Minos tried to ascend the staircase after this, but he was not able to ever reach the top. Oddly enough, every time he decided to descend the staircase, it would only take him a few minutes for him to reach the bottom of it, as if the labyrinth was telling him to go even deeper. And so Minos did. Minos then decided to keep venturing deeper into the labyrinth. He only have a few days worth of food and drinking water, and eventually those supplies starting to run out. As Minos was exploring the corridors and hallway of the labyrinth, eventually he only has one torch left. One torch left. He kept following the labyrinth, eventually leading him into a narrow hallways. Eventually he was led inside a room. Inside the room there is a windows leading into a place so large and so dark that when Minos steps inside it, he wasn't even sure if he was standing on something. Eventually, Minos' torchlight starting to run out. At that point, he wasn't even sure if he was still walking or is falling. But miraculously, eventually he found a light shining. The light starting to go brighter and brighter until it engulfs him. And when Minos woke up, he found himself in the bedroom of his own castle. From that day onward, he decided to seal up the entrance of the labyrinth and vows to become a better ruler for his kingdom and his people. Sudah selesai.